Hi guys, so on the screen playing you'll see a video which is of a tourist boat which had about 52 people on it at the this point in the video, just about now. There you go. You're going to see that explosion which caused a lava bomb to hit the tourist boat, injuring 23 on that boat. I feel it's pretty reckless to be touring an erupting volcano as close as they were, according to that video. And with all the amount of things coming out of Kilauea, I know it may seem fascinating, but it is extremely, extremely dangerous. And none of these people appear to have died, but hopefully the injured people recover and their injuries serve as a warning for other people who feel that they want to be daredevils and go and test their lives against a volcano. Stupidity. That's what I put on there. But I see it as a pre-warning, because one of the events we're looking out for is the Kilauea volcano erupting, generating a tsunami, and affecting the rimpac exercise, which is due to conclude on the 2nd of August. Now, on that date is the day that I believe Kilauea is going to erupt, if it doesn't erupt on the 27th of July, alongside the Cumbre Vieja, which I think is going to erupt on that day. If it doesn't erupt on the 27th of July, then looking at the 2nd of August, which is the 21st lunar day inside the 8th month, which is 21/8, which is what we see inside of the apple when it splits open. So there's my reasonings for that. And obviously, with the rimpac exercise involving Navy ships, it's possible that this is kind of like a pre-warning to volcanoes, that volcano in particular, affecting boats or ships around it. So just be cautious. Another pre-warning, possibly, is a mini tsunami that they've just had in Mallorca. I see this as a pre-warning because not just the fact there's a tsunami coming up in the just before we're looking for a tsunami on the 27th of July. We've heard lots of news about tsunami warnings, but no tsunamis have actually taken place. And on the 17th of July today, a mini tsunami takes place. So no lives have been lost as far as I can tell. It's a meteor tsunami, which is a tsunami-like wave of meteorological origin, which basically means it comes from the atmosphere. It's not an earthquake or affected by an asteroid or a landslide, a large body of material falling into the ocean. This is air pressure. So we're looking at an event possibly connected with the blood moon that could cause a volcano to awaken and erupt and generate a tsunami. So with this meteor tsunami now, kind of making itself aware to me as another possible way of a tsunami being caused, it's possible on that day when we have Mars in opposition and we have the blood moon at the same time, that will affect gravity, air pressure, and may result in the scenarios I just talked about. The other reason I'm looking at this as maybe a pre-warning is because where the mini tsunami happened is over on the east coast or just off the east coast of Spain, which is called Palma. Now, the place where I'm looking for the volcano to erupt and generate the tsunami on the 27th, in reference to Cumbre Vieja, is over here. So, not that far away, but it's also shares part of the name. So that island is called Palma, and the island where Cumbre Vieja is called La Palma. Just get back down here so you can see it there. Let me make it a bit bigger. So you can see the island where the mini tsunami was, Palma. This one is called La Palma. And then we have Cumbre Vieja over here, which is the volcano I'm watching on the 27th of July to see if the blood moon and Mars being in opposition affects it in some way, causing it to erupt and break off into the ocean, generating the tsunami, which would affect the Atlantic basin. So 2 potential events I'm looking out for in the future, and 2 of those potential events could have had pre-warnings in reference to lava hitting a boat, or lava bomb hitting a boat, and a mini tsunami occurring around La Palma, or around Palma Island, when we're looking at La Palma and Cumbre Vieja. Now, Donald Trump, he met with Putin yesterday, and obviously you can tell from the news and from the headlines that a lot of people think it didn't go very well. They think Trump got played by Putin, and obviously Putin is an ex-spy, KGB agent, so, you know, dealing with him, you'd have to be extremely cautious, very well versed in the art of espionage and, you know, manipulation. So Donald Trump's a businessman. It's not the same level of, you know, spy work. So it's something you have to be very cautious of. But one of the things that I was thinking when I'm looking at this image, or the images of Donald Trump and Putin standing together and Donald Trump and Putin shaking each other's hand, I'm thinking Trump is the only person holding back the events to come, in particular in relation to the war. Because I visualize Donald Trump as like a piece in that game where you have to build a tower out of blocks and remove individual blocks, and the person who removes the block that makes the tower collapse, loses the game. And I see Donald Trump as that linchpin block. If he gets removed, everything's come crashing down. The relationship between Russia, the trade war with China, the EU, Canada, Mexico. He's set things up so that if he is removed, they'll collapse. So the Paris Climate Agreement, the Iran nuclear deal, all these different trade deals that are going on as well, everything is sitting on a nice edge. And if Donald Trump goes, it all comes collapsing down. So this brings me to a date that I'm possibly thinking of. And it's a week before the blood moon, on 20th of July. One of the reasons for that, or the main reason I'm thinking that, is because of this hangman on the board here. Now, I've talked about the house and the shark, and I've talked about the missile, and I've talked a lot about the background images. I've even talked about the hangman in relation to the February 14th Valentine's Day massacre. But I'm seeing something else. So there's the double X in his eyes, which kind of makes me think of the number 20. Obviously, X is 10, and two of them would be 20. And then you've got the F that the body is made out of. So you've got the F with the mouth, the body, and the arm. And again, you look at the calendar, and that does correspond to a date in this month, which is Friday, the 20th of July, a week before the 27th, the blood moon. A week after that would be the 3rd of August, which is where we're looking out for the missile launch. So Friday, an event happening on each Friday, starting with the 20th. And the other reason I'm thinking the 20th for something happening to Donald Trump is because in this scene here, we may have a reference to Donald Trump in terms of, you know, the hair shape and the way that these characters, or at least one of these characters, is sitting with his hands clasped together between his legs, and that's often a way that Donald Trump sits, and that was pointed out by J.K. Buggout. But when everything goes red, which indicates that, you know, things are going bad or something's about to happen, obviously the exit is lit up as well. The hare or the rabbit is lit up. It's looking at this figure over here, which is, depending on how you count it, if you count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then he's the 8th figure. If you're counting just the back row and then the front row, then it's the 7th figure. In this interpretation, I'm looking at it as the 8th figure. The rabbit is a signal for underground. Now, that obviously could have been connected to the 12 Thai boys, which I think, again, this video has multiple layers of meaning, so it possibly could be. But the other reference is go underground, like rabbits do. And if you're thinking about that, then it connects more to the exit. Get out, go underground, something's about to happen. When the girl drops the ball, or drops the apple rather, I think that is a connection to the 7 stages of the eclipse, but it's also a reference to 7 days later. So 20th, let's say that's the 20th, 7 days after, that's when we get to the 15th lunar day, which is the 27th of July. And then 7 days after that, we get to the 3rd of August, which is the date of a missile launch, at least according to the interpretation. Another possible connection to the 20th is the X on this character's mouth and the X on this character's mouth. In this frame, you can't really see it. I need to get to this frame. There we go. So you can see these last two characters here have X's on their mouths. Now, I don't know if that is pointing us to 20, but there's two X's on the hangman's eyes. There's two X's over here. The two X's are connected with an F, which is the hangman's body. And again, we've got two X's here, and then we've got an F in the background over here. And in reference to the rabbit or hare, or looking at the number or the figure 8 in this interpretation, if you look at the lunar calendar, you'll soon see that the 20th of July is the 8th lunar day. So this is basically just added on to my previous interpretation for the 27th of July through to the 4th of August. A week before that, on the 20th of July, we need to look out for something happening in relation to Donald Trump, because as far as I can see, war with Russia, unless Donald Trump makes a complete turnaround and starts, attacking Russia verbally, and with more sanctions and stuff like that, I can't see that war happening unless Donald Trump is no longer in the picture for, I don't know, a small amount of time, or for a long amount of time, or forever. That's the only point I can see where this stuff starts kicking off. And obviously in this video, pointed out, there's a lot of references to Donald Trump getting shot, and as far as up to now, it hasn't happened. But right now we've got a continuous line of events lining up with the Gregorian and the lunar calendar, as well as possibly biblical, and we can see these events unfolding in real time. So yeah, you guys keep an eye out. 20th of July, anything happens to Donald Trump. Well, let me not just confirm on the 20th of July. I'll say between the 20th and the 27th of July. That's what we're looking for. So you guys, with all that said, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.